Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space. So I was successful getting up and doing my exercise today, so I checked that box. I got out there, did the lawn work. Hopefully maybe only one or two more weekends left of doing that before I can just kind of neglect that portion because of the slow growth in the winter. So one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, so I have this right here. This is a Harbor Freight vacuum pump. It's a 3 CFM two-stage vacuum pump. Now this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I'm not really treating this as really an unboxing. I bought this probably maybe 3 or 4 years ago, definitely 3 years ago, and I've never opened it. Now the reason why I bought it was because a long time ago, back when they had a few of the Festool Sis backs on the shelf, I considered buying one. However, I didn't know that it was going to go out of stock permanently and that it was no longer going to be sold in the United States. If I was armed with that knowledge, I would have it here in my shop. So I didn't pull the trigger on that. And so I saw a few people online that did a DIY vacuum clamping system. And I saw a couple videos, some that, they kind of make their own little apparatuses, and then there was one particular guy, he made one that looks similar to the Festool Sysvac that they made. And I'm going to try my hand at that as well. I got a couple ideas of how I'm going to try to do that. I want to make, one of the just flat ones like I saw one group of people make. But then I want to try to mimic that one that looks kind of like the Festool version. However, there was a couple modifications that I would like to make to it, because I think the gentleman, the way that he made it, you have to pull off a hose to unplug and plug in the different vacuum clamping modules. There's like an oval one, a circle one, and there's a third one. Basically, the three that are available for the Sysvac, he made one for each, and he made his apparatus out of wood, which is pretty cool. I saw some other people make it out of plastic, but they just used like a flat panel. They screwed a hole in the inside of it, attached a hose, some kind of vacuum suction hose, and then they would funnel that down to, some people used a pedal, some people didn't. So I ordered a piece of, I want to say 12 by 18 acrylic or poly type plastic, and it looks like it's black according to what I saw on Amazon. So if that works, then I'll make my own little vacuum clamping system, and hopefully this thing is not a dud. I mean, I bought it a long time ago, so I don't even know what kind of connections I need. So I do need to do a little bit more research to find that out. This is the pump itself, and I just need to get oriented with what kind of fittings these are, like if they're, what size they are, and what I need to connect to it to get this thing to work. Oh, there's a notification on here saying it's illegal to discharge refrigerant into the atmosphere. Certification is required by law for all technicians opening the refrigeration circuit and automotive air conditioning systems. Okay. Got it. Well, we're not going to be using it for that purpose. So if this actually works, then what I'm going to do is I may order a vacuum bag from VacPress and see if this will actually work with that as well, because if it does, then I may not need to purchase one of their vacuum press machines, or at least I can delay the purchase of the machine, because the vacuum press machines, I think the one that's kind of like for they actually have 3 models, but their top one is like $1,500, and the one below that is like $800 or $900 or something like that. But if I could get away with getting this to work, I don't know how loud this thing is. I've never turned it on. It looks like it's supposed to have some kind of oil in there. So I'll read through the directions and I will get that all figured out. So The reason why I want to have vacuum clamping in my shop, I mean, you guys that already have it, you already know why, but there have been a lot of times where I feel like, well, I wish that I could use my router or use different tools without the clamps getting in the way. And so if this does work out, I think what I would like to do is maybe make some form of a standalone table that's about the same height as my MFT. I'd like to have modules that, you know, can be altered. And even if I can't do it the same way that the gentleman did on YouTube, where he had something that looks just like or looks similar to the Festool Sysvac, what I'm thinking is, instead of having a module that can actually turn or pivot so that you can hold pieces on the side, I'm thinking if I just made different locations on this table, and like, so one for shorter stop, one for, you know, the rounder option, and then duplicate that and put some on the side, because basically it appears to me that I could just run tube to all the different options and then have like some kind of a cutoff switch where I could send the vacuum to whichever port that I wanted to use. So it's just a thought that I had in mind or whatever. And I spent some time today looking on Woodpecker's site, you know, now that I bought a couple Woodpecker tools and I'm happy with the quality. I was looking into the little, I can't remember what it's called. It's like a little marking tool and the ruler setup. So I may look into getting those, because I find it very helpful. Like the video that's uploading right now, you guys will see it sometime today. I was really happy with having the new Woodpecker squares in the shop to use those. And obviously I pulled out my parallel guides, my TSO parallel guides, which I really like those. And as I mentioned in the video, the accessories that go with it, I think it, even though it's quite expensive, because let me show you. So this right here is the 20-inch parallel guide, and this component right here, let me just take that off. This is the end stop. I think these are probably like 60 bucks, and then it may be like another 59 or 60 bucks just for the component that attaches to the rail. Now, of course, there are two different types of these, but from what I saw, I haven't been on TSO site in a while, but basically they have the 3 different bars. So you got the 20-inch, you got the 30-inch, and the 50-inch. So you can do a lot with those. But if you, so since I have all 3 rails, what I would need to do is buy 2 more sets of these, and then decide on if I want to have the drop-on connector or if I want to have the slide-on connector, which I'll probably go with the drop-on connector because I use a lot of Festool here in the shop. And so I would order, actually no, I would order 4 of these, because you need 1 for each rail, and then 4 of these. So as you can see, the TSO system is quite expensive if you want to be totally outfitted like that. What I figure I would do is, similar to how I have these Woodpecker squares up here, I want to come up with some kind of solution where I can put these things up, not necessarily for on display, but so that they're quick access to get to them. And so that's something that I have coming down the pipeline as far as things that I want to do. Alright guys, I just want to thank you guys for taking time to watch the video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care.